Welcome to the Mars Desert Research Station. My name is Ryan Kobrick. I'm a professor at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University and chairman of Yuri's Night, the Worldwide Space Party. I'm here on Sol 9 of the MDRS crew number 188 rotation. We are all ISU alumni, and I'm going to take you on a quick tour of the habitat facilities out here in the Utah desert. So starting with the commander's room where I'm located, the only room with a view, and right away you can see the red hills, and really great location for geology, biology that's relevant to what it would be like on Mars. So you can see that my bed's down low here, and up here is where the other bed is. So the rooms kind of fit together like Tetris pieces. Every room has a little workstation, so mine looks a little messy with cables, so I have a lot of projects I'm working on. You can see Lightning McQueen is guarding my laptop for me. And I got lots of family things on the wall there as well. So let's go out here, out of the room, and into the main area. We've got our kitchen. We've got our all-in-one exclusive, all-included room. A couple of our crewmates, Tat and Renee, doing some work as three of their other members are out on EVA or a field excursion doing science. So just give you kind of like a top-to-bottom look of everything. There's our water tank up there. Let me point to it right there. So we pump water in from outside from the larger tank, and then there's a filter right there that goes down into the main systems, and of course the sink's right here, and the shower is directly below as well. And so there's 6 staterooms for the 6 main members that are usually out here, and there's actually a 7th room up top here in case the crews are a bit bigger, because some of the crews are actually, they kind of range from 5 to 7, and kind of our lounge area as well. So it's changed since the last time I was here was 11 years ago. A lot of differences in terms of just layout, but the systems are pretty much the same. Just to kind of a look back at the room again. So now you have a feel for what the upstairs is like of our 2-story tuna can. So going down the stairs that we built in 2007, Paul Graham, I think they're replacing with new stairs soon with kind of a landing pad in the middle, and then kind of a shift, just changing it up a bit. So this previously the science lab is now more of the EVA ops and prep room for field equipment. You can see all the radios are down here, and some of the rock samples are being worked on as well after they've been collected and curated. And over here is the NASA Glenn dust experiment that I've been working on to look at how much dust gets into here, because it's a very dusty place. As you look around, you might notice that. Here's the EVA room where we keep our space suits, our simulated space suits or surface suits, to get ready to go out in the field. There's obviously a few of them are out right now, and the helmets up top there, gaiters down below, so you put those on to protect you from dust getting into your boots and everything else and all over your gear. And of course our fancy flight suits, every group brings their own. So there's mine right there. It's like a patch collection. There's our crew patch, all right, 188. And then of course, why not Embry-Riddle, my lab, Spacesuit Utilization of Innovative Technology Laboratory, or Suit Lab, my department, hello everyone, AAS, and Yuri's Night, representing friends around the world. So anyway, that's our suit up room, if you will. And just to give you a peek of the airlock, let's open that up because it's safe to do so because the other side's locked. So this is where the crew goes after they're suited up before they go on the surface of Mars. They need to be ready for exploration, and they come in here for 5 minutes of depressurization, so all that cabin air will go back into filtration systems on a Mars mission, and dropping the pressure so the crew can go out into the Martian atmosphere, which is only 1%. It's not a very clear day, and it's a little bit of a dirty window as well. Just to give you an idea of the dustiness of everything. You can kind of look at, permanent dust everywhere along the hab. And for my dust experiment, I've actually been vacuuming this room every day to get every last grain of sample possible. And it's still really hard to maintain cleanliness here. So that's that room, and just to give you an idea of what the upper floor structure looks like, and the piping everywhere. We've got a couple different heating systems. We've got the side propane fed system here for downstairs heat, so you can see what that looks like. Water heater on the wall. And leading over to our main heating system here, kind of hard to get the right angle, but there you go. And this is where some of the older systems used to be as well, and the control panels and everything else, and the circuit breakers down here by kind of our station of cleanliness, if you will. It's all our supplies and some of our emergency medicine if needed. The bathroom's a very basic step on the pedal and flush with very little water use, which is very good. We want to minimize water use as much as possible. And then our shower room with our little cubby holes. And I'll just kind of step in here real quick. We haven't really had that many showers because we want to conserve water, but we do want to be clean. Hi. Okay, let's move out of the hab through the back airlock, the engineering airlock, which leads us to the surface of Mars. No, it doesn't. Don't worry. We're going to go into pressurized tunnels that simulate the structures, or that would connect the structures here on Mars. Out we go. It's a blustery day on Mars. And you can see some of our water tanks here. This yellow one is actually the insulated one. Way back there's the RAM. That's a future site for engineering, where a lot of the tools are going to end up. So it's new and being worked on. But you can see this intricate set of tunnels and framing. And within them you need to keep moving, because what if a tunnel between your buildings collapses on Mars? You need to get into that other building as fast as possible. So as we walk through them, we'll take a tour of campus. Here's the green hab. Extremely important that crews are able to grow their own food on Mars. It's nice and warm in here. And just a basic setup of, green hab experiments. The crew has been able to eat some of these plants and veggies, but this is more of an experiment for what things can be grown out here, not for supplying the crew with supplementary vitamins and veggies, if you will. But in the future, it would be great if this was considered part of the diet, and we'd be able to grow, just say a lettuce for every day. So things are blooming. When we got here, there wasn't a lot in these potted beds here. So everything from dill to rosemary, sage, lavender, thyme, and we've also been working hard to recover a lot of the plants. I guess they weren't as spread out as much, and our crew has been working on that daily, and as well as a NASA experiment from the Kennedy Space Center called Veggie Oasis, which is way up here. And there's these little pillow packs that they have on the International Space Station, and they're growing different sprouts within those. And the idea is, what hardware can we bring on missions for testing? And the astronauts love the veggie experiment because they are able to get some fresh greens up there as well. So make our way down the tunnel to the Science Dome, which you can see that we're approaching. I would say my favorite location of the new campus, if you will. Not new, but new for me. It's great, it's big, and it has plenty of space to work in. The acoustics are wild because the echoes are bouncing off of the dome-like shape. Big bang to get in here. And we've already run a whole bunch of spacesuit mobility video capture tests in here because there's so much room to work with. So electrical system for the solar panels that you might have noticed outside, and the generator to switch back and forth, and funky light show too, I guess. So here's our telescope and one of the spacesuit packs just to keep it out here, just keep it clean and not in the dirty suit room, and plenty of science gear from previous crews from their experiments as well. Just kind of a mini walkthrough here of what's available and what's not available. And the best part of this lab is a room with a view. So as we kind of zoom in here, as I walk forward, you start to see the Martian landscape unfolding before you, with Phobos Peak in the background, one of my favorite places to hike to because of how hard it is, and the great views where you get to see the Hab also as you hit the summit. So there's our Martian terrain there. And so out the window you can see the solar panels. You get a better view of that a little bit later on. But our tour is almost done. See the radios chirping in the background. So here's our diesel tank that we run because you can't have solar all the time. The sun's not shining all the time. It's actually overcast today, which makes the sky nice and cloudy and more Mars-like, if you will. Our generator and our solar panels in the background. And then way over there in the middle, let me point at it, that's a robotic observatory, so that research can be done from Earth here on Mars. And let's take a look real quickly at the observatory, and then I'll show you the vehicles we use. Here's one of them. We call these puppies rovers. I'll kind of back up to them so you can see them. I would say that they're glorified electric golf carts. Not really sure their actual vehicle name. And then you can see the ATVs sitting as well beside the hab. Those ATVs are, I would say, I don't know, I'm more comfortable on them. It doesn't mean that they're safer, but I feel like you're more connected, like your body is more in touch with what's going on underneath you, where these ones are a little bit harder to tell how much you're tilting. And so I prefer the ATV style when you're wearing all that heavy equipment. It seems to be safer and it can handle rougher terrain. So this is our final stop since we've seen the vehicles. The observatory, extremely important for looking back at Earth, of course, to use different vantage points in the world for observations. So we're just going to poke our head in. We're not going to do anything in here, but right now there's a nice scope in here. It's covered up, but it's got an alpha filter for looking at the sun, and we've done that a couple times with our crew astronomer, and it's really interesting to see. So I think that concludes our tour of the MDRS campus, and hopefully you've checked out other videos and seen all our photos that we're posting all over social media using hashtag MDRS188, as well as many other hashtags. And that's it. So long from Mars. Space it up.